Hey, Lindsay, how are you?
Doing good today, Michelle. How's it going?
Going good here. You know what? Actually, I need a second to get a tea.
Ooh, good idea. I could use something too. We've been recording for a while today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
So this is fun. We're going to answer a listener question today. This came to us from YouTube.
Guys, don't forget, All Ears English is over on YouTube 5 days a week. So if you prefer to learn visually by watching us explain this, you can see our intonation a bit better. Go over on YouTube and hit subscribe right on our channel. But I'll go ahead and read this, shall I, Michelle?
All right, go for it.
This is from Danny Polmont. And Danny says, I'd like you to explain the phrase, I could use something. So it's a little out of context, this question, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But when I see it, I think of that I need something. I think of a very specific context.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with my gut feeling here.
Let's go with your gut, Michelle. So we'll expand on that particular context today. But first, before we get into it, I want to say a huge thank you to those listeners that took the time to go and leave us a review for our Android app. So huge thank you to Lee Wong. Thank you to Ritik Roshan. And Ritik Roshan left us a 5-star review. And we appreciate that. So thank you so much, guys. If you are listening to All Ears English, you could listen in the app to get a better user experience, to be able to tap on keywords, save them to a list, and just have those transcripts right in front of you. Go to allearsenglish.com/app. But most importantly, no matter where you're listening, we want you to leave us a review to tell us how it's going. Even ask your question inside the review, right, Michelle?
Yes, absolutely. We love your questions.
Yes.
They're so helpful, and we want to, we do this show for you.
Yes.
So if you ask us a good question, we are going to give you an answer.
100%. Let us know what you think of the show, guys. It keeps us motivated to keep going, and we want to see your reviews. So good stuff. All right. So I could use something. So what is the context that you're thinking, Michelle, that we're going to cover today, that you think of when you see this phrase?
To me, it's mostly about food or drink, right?
Yeah.
It means you want something. It's a little, but it's very casual, and it's casual, but it's also polite. And kind of indirect. So it's very interesting. It's an interesting way to say that you want something. Yeah. I mean, often you would use it or hear it when someone is asking you if you want something.
Yeah. I mean, the context that I think of is you're traveling in a new place, maybe an urban place, like you're visiting New York City for the first time with your friends. And you don't want to be that person that's complaining, I'm hungry, right? You don't want to be the demanding one. So instead, in passing, someone mentions lunch and you say, I could use something to eat.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah, that's a great example. Yeah, it's like you're not it's that different than saying, okay, I need to eat now, right?
That's a whole nother episode for a whole nother day.
Right.
Yeah. And there are different circumstances where you might need to do that if you're just needing food.
Absolutely.
Sometimes it's good to be direct, right, Michelle? But sometimes you don't want to be that. I don't know. Have you had experiences like this traveling, Michelle, where there's always one person that's kind of like high maintenance a little bit when you travel?
I can't think of a specific person. What about you?
Yeah. Just over the years, just trips. And usually I travel with one person. So I like to travel in groups of 2 for this reason. Because usually in a group, you have one person that can be a little whiny sometimes. So yeah. So this is a way to be casual, to be informal, to be indirect. Indirect is the key.
Yes, exactly. Let's show what this would look like in a mini role play.
Can I get you something to drink?
I could use something.
Great. I have water, tea, coffee.
Water's fine.
Nice. Oh yeah. So here you're in someone's house, right?
Yes.
Also a good scenario.
Right. So yeah, it's great also for when you don't know the options. You're just saying, someone asked you, can I get you something? And you're just saying, yeah, I would like something. And then you're kind of waiting to see what are the possibilities.
Yes, exactly. So it's like not imposing too much on the person that's offering. It's just saying, I'm open. I could use something.
Right. Right, exactly. So yeah, to me, it's mostly used for food and drink. But then I was thinking also could be for like a comfort item. Like if someone
Yes.
asks you, "Oh, I have some options to make you more comfortable. Are you interested?" Like a blanket, slippers at a hotel, something like that.
Right. You're checking into a hotel, maybe if you're flying first class on an
Yeah.
airplane or something, and they offer
Yeah.
you these things. Thinking what else? Maybe in a car. I don't know. Sometimes Uber drivers will offer like candy or water or something, or they used to. Maybe
Yeah,
something
sometimes,
like.
yeah.
But it's
Right.
interesting that we're talking about consuming, really,
Right.
right?
Right.
Generally consuming,
Exactly.
but we're using the word use. So why, Michelle?
Uh, why? Yeah, that's a good question. It's just more. I think it's just like a little smoother. It's just a little. It's not as direct. Do you have any other thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's not as direct. I mean, you're basically saying like this could fuel me, right? If you're talking about consuming calories or liquid, like my body could use something, I suppose. Could
Right.
be an angle you're talking about. And then for the more comfort items like a pillow on an airplane, that's just for comfort, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, yeah, my body could use something. There's something that would fuel me. So we're going to get to more
Yes.
of a similar idea just coming up in a second. But, you could also continue the sentence. So I could use something to eat. I could use something to drink, right?
Yeah.
Right. So if somebody says, "Oh, can I get you something?" "Oh, I could use something to drink," right?
Yes.
Yeah. But then I wanted to touch on that construction in general. I could use, and this is what kind of you were talking about, Lindsay, with something will fuel me in some way. So let's go through some of these and we can talk about them.
Yeah, let's do it. So I could use a nap, right? So fuel again, right? A nap will fuel you as well. So we're using that verb use. I could use a warm drink. I say this a lot when I go skiing. I feel like when I go skiing, I'm mostly just in the lodge, to be honest, drinking hot chocolate most of the time. I'll drive to the mountain and I'll ski like 4 runs and I'll go get hot chocolate halfway through. Then I'll go to a brewery and have lunch after.
Yeah, that's really funny. I love it. That's what I would do, except I don't even know if I would make it skiing at all. So just having hot chocolate. Or I could use a relaxing night at home in my PJs. Sometimes you just want that. And that's, I find that the older I get, that's all I want to do. I just like, I could not get into my pajamas any earlier. Like I am so happy once that moment comes. Oh man, it's a great.
It's the best. It's nesting, right? You're nesting.
Yes.
It's good.
Yes.
I could use a vacation, right? We could all use a vacation at different times to fuel us. Or I could use a girls' night with my friends. Everyone needs a night away from their partner, their family, and just an evening out. Right?
Exactly. So, Lindsay, do you use this construction? Do you use this?
Yeah, I feel like I use it. I want to really go back to the indirectness of it because it's super useful. What I've found is people eat lunch at all different times. And this is where I was talking about the traveling piece.
You're right.
I think in Europe, people are used to eating lunch at 2 or 3.
Yeah.
I'm used to eating lunch at like 12 or even like 11:30 or 1. And so if someone's like, "Oh, are you hungry?" Saying something like, "I could use some lunch."
Yeah.
If I think they expect we're going to wait till 3, even though it's painful, I don't want to be demanding that I have to eat now. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
or be like, "Oh, well, when are we going to eat?"
Right. Yeah. So maybe I don't want to be the whiny person. Right. So it's a way of throwing something out there, and depending on how they respond, then you take action or you don't, or you just grab a snack on the way or something. Right.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Good point. Lindsay, what could you use right now?
What could I use? Probably more water. I've been so thirsty lately, Michelle. I could use a glass of water at this exact moment.
That sounds good. I could use a soup. I could definitely use a nap.
Yes.
I could. Yeah. I would say generally I could use a nap.
And you can say other things too. I mean, there's a lot we could do, not just for fueling ourselves too. I mean, let's say, I don't know how much sunshine you've been getting on the East Coast lately, Michelle, because it's been snowy. Has it been kind of dark and cloudy? Or
you know what's funny? It's still very sunny.
Great.
Okay. But it's just cold.
Yes. So there are some regions of the U.S. that don't get much sun. So they might find themselves saying, oh, we could really use some sunshine right now.
Right. We could use the rain. We could use the
rain. We're not getting much snow in Colorado this year. It's really bad. And we could really use it because of droughts in the summer and wildfires. We need a base. Yeah. Yep. So Michelle, there's lots of ways we can use this, but we could say other things too, and they would have slightly different connotations. Like, I'd love a blank. Right. I'd love a glass of red wine.
Right. Or I'd love a warm cookie right about now. And that's common too, just to say like right about now, right?
Oh, yes, for sure. Or I could really go for a movie night with my friends.
Or I could really go for a long hike in the nice weather.
Or you could say X would be great. Now, some of these this is good when someone's offered you something. Like, for example, a food or a beverage, right? Sure, tea would be great. Would you like some tea? I have, chamomile, I have lemon, right? Sure, tea would be great.
Right. Or let's say you're being asked to choose a kind of cheese for your sandwich. Oh, I have Gouda, I have cheddar, I have Swiss. Oh, cheddar would be great.
Yeah. What's your go-to cheese, Michelle? If you order like a cheeseburger, what are you putting on it?
Well, in general, I would say that I like cheddar if I have to choose.
Yeah.
If I have to choose a cheese. What about you?
I'm the same thing. I like to go to Europe and try all these fancy cheeses, but really I just want good sharp cheddar.
Yeah. Cheddar's
it's so basic, not sophisticated, but it's good. It's just satisfying, sharp. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. So I love all of these because they're polite, but they also show what you want. So they are really great for connection and just those moments when you need something, but you want to be pretty polite and maybe a little less direct. Lindsay, any other thoughts of these before we move into a role play?
I think we're giving our listeners a really nice, in a sense, like a social skill. Right. This is more so a language skill, but also a social skill, because we need moments to be indirect. So we don't ruin the vibe with people.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. So in this role play, you are at my house. All right. So we're in someone's home here. Okay. Sit. Want something to eat, drink?
I could use something, sure.
Great. I have orange juice, coffee, water.
Oh, coffee would be great. Thanks.
Okay. I'll make myself some too. I could really go for some caffeine right now. I could really go for some caffeine right about now.
Oh, same.
And food, I have homemade brownies. Want one?
Yes, I'd love a brownie.
Oh, that's what I could use right now. Coffee and brownies. Hello.
Coffee and brownies. Oh my gosh, Lindsay.
Forget water. Why did I say water?
Yeah, boring. Yeah.
I know. Right? Ooh, coffee and brownies. Yum. Okay, so let's go through this, Michelle. So I said sit. So you've come into my home, and this is a cultural note too. It is very customary in American culture when someone comes into your home to offer them something to consume, right?
Yeah.
Usually it's like a drink, right?
Yeah.
Water,
right.
tea. Exactly. That's what we should do in American culture. That's just a norm. Okay.
Right. Yes. And then I said, I could use something, sure. So you can also add sure on. I just wanted to point that out.
Yeah. Very positive. Mm-hmm. And again, it's like you've been offered this, but you're not saying, yes, I need water, or yes, I need coffee. I need this. You're saying I could use it. It also means you don't have to have it, right? That's the other thing we haven't talked about. You could use it, but you also could survive without it, right?
Right. You're not going to die if you're
not
going to
die. Yeah. So that's the perfect way to be indirect. And I said, great. I have orange juice, coffee, water. And by the way, when people start listing those things, especially when you're a guest in their home, they're expecting you to jump in and say, oh, I'll have what? You shouldn't you can wait until you hear everything, but then don't wait too long after that.
Right, because maybe they don't have, honestly, in my house, I don't have, I don't really keep juice. I pretty much have
we don't
coffee, water, some tea.
Yeah. People might not have a whole arsenal of drinks.
Right. So then they're just going to, and I'm running out of things to say. You better respond. It's like, you don't like any of my options.
Yeah. Socially, connection wise, there's a need to really respond relatively quickly. After they stop listing. You don't want to have a blank time and then they'll think, oh gosh, I don't have enough.
And then everybody's staring at each other.
And so you said coffee would be great. Thanks.
Yeah.
Right?
And then you said, okay, I'll make myself some too. I could really go for some caffeine right about now.
And then it gets even better.
Oh my God.
I mean, not everyone will do this when you walk into a home in American culture. Usually, yeah, sometimes you'll be offered food. It depends on the home, if they bake or if they're into food, right? But I said, and food, I have homemade brownies. Want one?
And I said, yes, I'd love a brownie.
Yes, I would always say yes to that for sure. Good stuff. This is great. Really cool skill that we're giving our listeners today. Guys, go to 2581. Go wild with this trending English word. All right. And Michelle,
Yes,
final
another
thoughts
good one. Yeah. Final thoughts. Yeah, this is just, I mean, this is going to come into your life as, you know, you were going to need these phrases. These are totally different than maybe what you're used to using. And they're very casual, very polite, and just great for those situations where you're, oh, I could use something. Sure. You know, we've really talked through it today. So give it a try.
Yeah, this is good for so many contexts. Like we said, travel, right? Travel in a group or with one person, going to someone's home, checking into a hotel or something, right? Any kind of type of place where going to a restaurant. Right. It's just the variety is incredible here, guys. So go listen to this episode again. Make sure you fully understand and go out into the world and connect. Right.
Absolutely. All right. Well, I could use a
break.
I don't know. Yep. I guess
I could use a 5-minute break from recording and we'll be right back for the next episode very soon. Right.
All right, Lindsay. I'll talk to you later. Thanks for that listener question, guys.
All right. Talk soon, Michelle. Bye.
All right. Bye.